Good afternoon, folks. This is Connie speaking from CCAA Shopping Nova Iguaçu. I'm here to introduce you one more talk show. In fact, it's our 7th talk show. And today we have a guy from Nova Iguaçu who has had a very interesting story with English, traveling, and also being a great businessman around here. Let's know a little more about his story. Help me welcome our special guest of the day, Emílio Domingues.
Thank you.
Hi, Emílio, how are you?
Great.
Okay, guys, watching here, you know this event is for you first, okay? We want you to have an opportunity to speak English, to know more about what you can do out of English. And why have we brought Emílio? He's got an interesting story, and to start, I'm going to ask him about the beginning of the beginnings, right? Emílio, you studied English. Your first contact with the English language was in a course called?
I think it's CCAA.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
What a coincidence.
Yes, what a coincidence. We make good things, good professionals out of here. Well, guys, but amazingly, he was very little time at CCAA, and indeed speaks excellent English, because the only way of speaking excellent English, if you were not at CCAA, is traveling abroad, is being there, having a kind of immersion. And that is Emílio's experience. He had 2 interchanges, right?
Yes.
And he's going to tell you the way, because they were completely different. Could you tell us a little,
Of course,
Emílio,
yes.
please?
Well, when I was 12 years old, I started learning. Well, I learned English in the school. I study here in Instituto Brasil. It's a school. It's closed today, and my dad used to own this school. So when I was 12 years old, I got into CCAA and studied for 1 year. And then by the time it was 1980, it was quite a while ago. He didn't talk a lot about the exchange student here in Nova Iguaçu. So my dad had a great vision that I say today to put me in this kind of program. So when I was 14 years old, I went to Indianapolis in the United States and start studying English in a high school there. So that's how I learned English. But the funny thing is that English, when you be like a long time not talking English, you lose a lot of vocabulary. So if I lose some vocabulary today, just forgive me, okay? But after that, when I came back from the States, I was 15 years old. And it was one of the best experiences that I have. So when I was in university, I did computer science. It came another program that you guys could think about it. It's an exchange work. So I went to make traineeship in Switzerland for 6 months, working and earning money. So this is a program that still have today. If you guys work in a computer, engineer, medicine, those kind of things still have this program today. So this is a great program that you guys should see.
How could they know more about this program, Emílio?
Yeah, well, the name is from is EAST. There is a company called Central de Intercâmbio that my company here in Nova Iguaçu works for them. They have this kind of program. So afterwards, if you guys want to know more about this program, just ask me, okay?
And how long, I'm sorry, you talked about the first interchange as a student and then earning money and working. which I didn't know was possible, an interchange like this. Did you know, guys, about this? Yeah, I didn't. Anyway, how long did you stay working?
I stay in Switzerland for 6 months. So, but I worked 3 months and traveled 3 months.
All right. And then your English was improved in these two experiences.
Yeah, well, I think
because
the good thing about English, I lived in Switzerland in Zurich. In Zurich they speak German, so even with English you can communicate anywhere. I think the good thing about English is that you are free to do anywhere you want to go. If you want to go to Japan, if you want to go to China, if you want to go to French, it doesn't matter. There's a way for you to communicate. So this is why I like so much English. I have a travel agency here in Nova Iguaçu, and I see a lot of things that have money, but don't want to don't travel because they are afraid about communicating. So one good thing I think about me, and I teach my daughter, I teach my son, is if you want to be free to do stuff out of your country, you should learn English. If you learn English, Spanish, French, better for you. But English, I think it's the best way.
Yeah, a truly international language, right?
Yes.
You speak wherever you go, and there are those who say if you don't speak English, you are half illiterate. People say this. Well, Emílio commented about his company. It's Emílio Turismo, right? And we are going to have some connection with the CCAA, and we are going to be traveling together, isn't it,
Yes.
Emílio? We are going to be traveling to Disney and some other places. You will also know more, because since he's going to be our partner, you will know more about this interchange he commented here. You always have to have someone to look up to, some influence, and someone to push you, right? You said when you were younger, your father was very visionary. He had a school, and when nobody was talking about internet, computer, he already had a course involving computers in the school, right? And he was always telling you to do things that nobody knew about. You told me you were 1 year of your life waiting for something, and your father said, no, you were going to do this. What was that? Could you share with them?
One thing that I always tell that my dad was a visionary, because in 1980, nobody talked about exchange student. And he saw that and he said, you are going. He didn't say, you want to go? No, you are going. Yeah. Okay, so my mom, if I wait for my mom, she cried for 6 months. That's what she told me. She wouldn't let me go. But my dad said, you should go. And it was the best experience that I ever have. When I got to vestibular and I passed to do an engineer. I passed to the second semester, and I said, oh, man, 6 months doing nothing. Oh, so great. I said, nah. You're doing a computer course. I never heard about computer at that time. 1983, we didn't talk about computer here. You didn't have a microcomputer. And I said, okay, yeah, I go. So I went to PUC, make a computer course. It was a 9-month computer course. And I was normally a good student. And when I got there, my first test, I got 3. And I said, oh, man. But the funny thing is, it was 120 students, and mine one of the best ones. So 4 was the best grade. So I say, oh, wow. It must be good, this. So I decided to study, and I was a good student in computer science also. In 3 months, I was already working in computer science. So like after 1 year, I got out engineering and start doing computer science university. So the that's what I'm telling. My dad was a visionary because of him, I got to computer science and really like it, and this made my different in my life. I could our school here, Instituto Brasil, was the first school to be with the computer course. So we did a lot of things in the school because of that. So this was the visionary way of my dad.
And you thank him for this.
Yeah, of
right?
course, yes.
Yeah. Well, but the reason we brought Emílio here was very out of intention at first. We were celebrating St. Patrick's Day, another day at a restaurant in Nova Iguaçu called Jack Tequila. Do you know Jack Tequila, guys? Have you been there? Yes. We had some good fun there. And are you talking about Terezinha's drink? Unforgettable. That's what you are. Well, that day, let's talk about some other thing. That day, I met Emílio. In fact, I remembered, I had already heard of him, his family, because of Instituto Brasil, the school. But then I was in the group of CCAA, and you know, guys, when I am around, I speak English. And I was there speaking English. The waiters were serving us, helping us in English. And then I heard he was the owner and the one who had the idea of welcoming people in his restaurant, speaking English and Spanish as well. And I had a talk, invited him if he could come here. He said yes. But what I liked the most was his idea. And he told me something like this: I want people who come here to have a real experience of what it would be out there. So with this restaurant, he kind of approaches Mexico, English, America, North America, and South America, because we are here in Brazil. How did you have this idea? So guys, and he has some news to tell you about this restaurant. Did you know you can go there, speak English, speak Spanish, have good food, have some games, and more news is coming because he's going to tell you. But tell us how you had this idea, Emílio.
Yeah. Since I like this experience of exchange student, and I know not anybody can do this kind of program, when I started our a travel agency like 7 years ago, I had this kind of dream of having a place that I could make like it would be a little place, little country out of the country. So like 4 years ago, I started a cafe. Our travel agency was called ME Viagens and Café. And I opened a cafe doing this idea. But by that time, it didn't work well. So I closed this cafe, but still have the travel agency. And the funny thing is, with the ME Viagens, a lot of people say, who are you traveling with? I'm traveling with Emílio. I'm traveling with Emílio. Nobody say I'm traveling with ME Viagem. So I decided to change the name of the travel to Emílio Viagem. So it would be easier for them to say that they were going to travel with me. And then for, I don't know why, but it came the opportunity to buy the Jack Tequila. And the funny thing is the Jack Tequila is a Tex-Mex restaurant. So I said, oh, this idea would work perfectly with Jack Tequila. So I bought the Jack Tequila 6 months ago and start thinking about the project. And
6 months ago?
6 months ago, yeah.
Only?
Yeah.
And all this noise?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, the first place, you don't know that, but the first place I went to tell about the project was with Terezinha here. That was the first place I went. And with the reception that you gave to me, I said, oh, this could work, going to schools. And then 1 month ago, I hired 2 people to do this kind of work, and now we have a project going on. I went to a lot of schools. They are, they love the idea. And then what we're gonna do now? When you go there, you're gonna receive a passport with a place to stamp. So every time you go there, I'm gonna stamp your passport. So you're gonna have kind of different things. If you have 2 if you have 2 stamps or 3 stamps or 4 stamps, you're gonna earn different things there in Jack Tequila. This is one thing. And every Tuesday and Thursday, from 5 to 7, you're gonna have a different menu, and you're gonna be you can have an English or Spanish waiters to help you out. So anytime, you don't need to have the school to go there. And we open there for the school. So there's gonna be a classroom for the school. So anytime they want to do a classroom with you guys there, they just need to tell me what time they want, and they're gonna have people there serving in English and Spanish. So we are opening a place for you to practice your English anytime you want.
Have fun.
And have fun.
English, good food, get some prizes. But have I understood well? So Terezinha inspired you somehow?
Yes.
Tia, you are entitled.
No. Don't keep on. I know what you're going to do.
You are entitled to receiving something, Tia.
I knew.
Yes, don't you think? He said, no.
And now this next Friday, we're gonna have a new thing because of Mexico, and a lot of people like Chaves. Our waitress is gonna be with Chaves, Kiko, and Chiquinha. We're gonna have a place to take a picture in the Vila do Chaves with the barrel. So we're gonna
some
costumes so you can have the picture. So we want Jack Tequila to be a place for you to learn and have fun. So, and this is why we are doing that for you guys.
Okay, very nice. Well, Emilio, I guess this was the news I would like to bring them. People, I would like you to pay attention to one little point that I started talking to a guy who left. Try to observe, start looking around and see everybody who has success is always doing something that nobody else wants to do. So, and you have the chance of doing this every day, every time, wherever you are. If you are here studying English, you can see some people are coming to talk shows, others aren't. Some people are speaking more, others aren't. So do your best wherever you are. Do what nobody else is doing, and you will have success. Now, Emílio, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask students to help me keep interviewing you.
Of course.
Okay? Because I started the interview and they continue. Okay?
Hi, my name is Luis,
Hi, Luis.
and I want to ask you if that trip you made for the Switzerland is just for the computers, with scientific computers. Like, I want to work with programs like creating games in Java, like that. So I think if have the possibility to went there and to go there and study a lot for that kind of things.
Yeah, let me explain how this program works, because this is a program that I love it. When I was 23 years old by that time. I was in a university, and this program says they think you have to find a place here in Brazil for some other people, for someone from outside to work here and live here. So I found the Embeleze, the industry here. I can find one place there, and one place in another friend of mine is Bittencourt e Alarcão. It's an architecture company. And so I receive in my house one guy from Denmark and one guy from Spain, and they work here for 3 months. I wanted to do that, but you don't need to receive the guy in your house, but you have to find a place for them to stay. If the place that they are working pays enough for him to pay a rent, no problem. It can work that way. But more places you find here in Brazil for them to come, more points you get. So it has a convention in August, and like you go with, let's say you did the same I did. You take, you have 2 students coming to Brazil. These points goes to this convention, and then because of your points, you have a lot of points or less points, you receive 2 or 3 places that you can choose. So it came to me Switzerland, Germany, and Italy, I think. So I decided to go to Switzerland. So it goes back to the convention, and then they decide where you go. So it's a great opportunity, but it depends how many people, how many places you find here in Brazil to receive people. You understand?
Hello.
Nobody's asking how much is the rodízio, or no?
No. I'll ask you, what is your favorite spot at Disney World? I know that you take your groups to Disney World, and I'm a big fan.
First, let's say, I went to Disney World 80 times. Yes. 80 times. 80, yes. So, and the funny thing is, people say, don't you get, no, yeah, with that. But the funny thing is, every time I go, I get different experience of the people who is going with me. I see people crying because seeing Mickey Mouse. I see people, and it's man, you guys, when people say the fireworks at the castle, you have totally different reactions. It's great, and I love roller coasters, and like 30-40% of people who goes with me don't like it. But in the end, it changed to 10% because I put people in the roller coaster. Yes, because the funny thing about roller coasters is some people got there, don't want to go, but they don't want to go because they're afraid. If they're afraid, they will go with me. But if they don't feel good, so they don't go with me. So there is a difference when you take people there. So the funny thing for me is take different people, different reaction, different feeling. This is why I love Disney, you know. And every year they have different things. I'm going now, 19th of June, taking a group of Florianopolis, because our company has a contract with Disney. We take people to dance in Disney. So I take a lot of dance company to dance there. And now they are going to have a new roller coaster, the Harry Potter new roller coaster. And I'm going to go to this new roller coaster. In August, they're going to start with Star Wars. It's going to be crazy. So every year they have something new.
It's impossible to pick up a favorite.
Yeah. And so I hope that us, Terezinha, we start taking you guys to Disney, because going to Disney with me is a lot of different going Disney with another people.
No, it's not about this. Do you think about doing another interchange? Yeah.
You know what? There's an interchange for any age. So if I have opportunity, I will do it. Any kind of, let's say I have a Jack Tequila is a Tex-Mex, but I'm thinking about opening a pizza. I met a great pizza that I'm bringing to Nova Iguaçu. You guys gonna love it. But I think about doing interchange in Italy to learn about pizza and learn another language. So it's, you guys, when you start doing that, you don't gonna, of course it costs. If you have a way to do it, you will do it. It's great.
So, just for you to know, if you if you want, I can go there with you and try some pizzas. Okay?
Oh,
I can't do that for you.
great! You know what? A lot of people. This one thing. One thing is great. I think that if you dream, if you want, you transform in action. There is no way. If you want to do it, I thought a lot of people. I took like more than 2,000 people to Disney. I have a lot of people that couldn't believe, if they think about going because of the money that they have, they wouldn't go. But they decided to go and they went. They paid in 30 times, but they went. You know, so about the interchange, if you guys want to go, do it, because the way you come back, you're gonna be another person.
Don't forget that. I love it. You know, don't forget. If you have a way to go, go. Okay, 2021. Don't forget it.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I want to know how many countries have you went with your company and in your life? When you
How many
travel?
I travel?
Yeah.
Twen-
For how many countries?
27.
Wow. And what what countries?
Oh, well, when I lived in Switzerland, I traveled 3 months around Europe. So I went to a lot of countries in Europe. I know some countries in South America, North America, Mexico, but some place you just went to the airport. You go, oh man, I got to the airport. So another country. But I counted it. We counted that also, you know. But I've been to some countries, and that's what I tell you. If you know English, you can go anywhere, even if the language of this country is not English, because you are free to do a lot of things.
So it's very good when we have to interrupt for time. So it means we want more, Emílio, right? And I'm afraid, guys, I gave you some wrong information. I said he's from Nova Iguaçu, but after going 80 times to Disney in 27 countries, I don't know anymore if he's from Nova Iguaçu.
I'm from Nova Iguaçu. Yeah, I am.
What I like it the most is this sentence of his, which is not something planned, but it's a result of experience, and it has all connection with our business. He told you what we try to impress on your mind. If you speak English, you can travel the world. Okay, the world is in your hands. And more than that, I have to remember, you made me remember a sentence that I like very much. If there is a will, there is a way. Our great Bernard Shaw, I love him, and he always says, if you want something, it's yours. So it's your responsibility to make it true, right? If there is a will, there is a way. And Emílio just reinforced this idea here. Emílio, would you like to make any final consideration? Because we are running out of time.
Yeah, of course. Well, actually, I thank you guys for inviting me. It was great. I love to talk to young people, and no, but young people, you know, we learn a lot with young people. For us, no? And I want to invite you guys to go to Jack Tequila, of course, to have fun with us. And if you guys need to travel, even if you guys want to travel anywhere for fun, great. But if you guys want to do any kind of exchange student, we have a lot of experience with that, and I love talk about that. So if you guys want, just we have our Instagram or Facebook. Just find us there and visit us and talk to us about that. I would love to talk about it. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emílio, for your availability, for the great connection with the people. Guys, you will hear more about Emílio because we are going to have some connection with him, business connection. And so you will also be able to reach him from CCAA, right? Hope you come here next time. We are going to have the next talk show the last Wednesday of June. I hope you tune in. This is Connie speaking from CCAA Nova Iguaçu, and I hope you have enjoyed our talk show. Thank you.